Women are a credible force in strengthening our democracy and promoting the culture of peace and food security. I am most grateful for the role women have played and continue to play in our government. Their contributions are valuable in sustaining our socio-economic fabric from the corridors of decision-making to our rural communities. This administration places a premium on promoting women's inclusiveness in national development, as we have demonstrated with those holding key portfolios in this administration. They include the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Minister of Women's Affairs, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Minister of State for Environment, Minister of State for Transportation, Minister of State for Federal Capital Territory, Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Chair, Federal Character Commission, Managing Director, Nigerian Post Authority, and others. The theme of this year's International Women's Day, Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a Coronavirus World, calls for more concerted efforts, and Nigeria is more than ever committed to join in raising the bar for women's representation at all levels. This administration has demonstrated this by engaging in intense diplomacy to support the aspirations of Nigerian women to provide leadership and at the global stage. I am very proud of the achievements of my former Minister for Environment and United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed, Fatima Mohammed Kari as the African Union Permanent Observer to the United Nations, and the newly elected Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. We will continue to support them to succeed, and we shall continue to advocate our women who qualify to lead international fora. In the wake of the coronavirus pandemic and its attendant problems, including the spike in gender-based violence, this administration promptly responded by declaring zero tolerance to gender-based violence in the country. I have since directed the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, in collaboration with the Minister of Women's Affairs, to immediately inaugurate an interministerial gender-based violence management committee to address all forms of violence against women and children in the country. This body is already in place and running. In addition, I have approved that 45% of the small and medium-scale enterprise funds be reserved exclusively for women, with 5% goes to other vulnerable groups. This apart from the immediate relatives targeting them. We have also expanded our social intervention programs to further address the needs of the most vulnerable women in our society. Education of the girl child and the empowerment of mothers are fundamental to achieving an increase in the number of female leaders in the country, and our objective of lifting 100 million of our citizens out of poverty in 10 years. At the commissioning of the Ministry of Women's Affairs headquarters building in January 2020, I had pledged to address child marriage and boost girl-child education across the country. This is born out of my concern on the increasing number of our out-of-school children in the country. This government would sustain ongoing efforts to address this issue. I am aware that given the size of our population, more can be done to improve the participation of Nigerian women in politics and in seeking elective office. The twin evils of limited access to education and poverty and gender-based violence remains a strong inhibitor. However, our resolve remains unshaken in tackling these issues. Despite the spike of incidents of abduction of school children and other security challenges, this government remains resolute in its pursuit of a just and credible society devoid of inequalities and promotion of the rule of law. Let me assure you all that we remain committed to working with groups such as yours to address these challenges. As a leader of the governing party, I will lend my voice to the amendment of the party constitution, which is ongoing now and is the entry point for effective and meaningful participation of women in elective offices. Once again, thank you for your efforts and support to our women. Let me conclude by recommending that in your specific area of advocacy, which is increasing women's participation in electoral processes through legal reforms, I will ask the Ministries of Women Affairs and Justice to work with the National Assembly to ensure necessary reforms are passed in the ongoing constitutional and electoral reform processes. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.